I mean, Cannes is great. Cannes is Cannes, and it's a great festival. But I look forward to coming here, and then we do our festival.
Because we can too. Sorry, I couldn't help that.
Yeah.
You know.
What's going to be special about this one?
No COVID restrictions. We're all going to be in movie theaters, and it's going to be just to be able to hear audiences laugh together and cheer. It's going to be really special. Plus, we have some amazing talks with Paul McCartney and John Mellencamp and Billy Porter. It's going to be a fun festival.
Now, this year, there's a lot of big films that are going to be here. There's some world premieres. There's John Hamm, John Slattery in the Maggie Malones, McGuire's, Maggie somethings. Tell me a little bit about, like, balancing some of these bigger world premieres with the documentary and the stuff that the festival was built on.
We have an amazing curatorial staff led by Cara Cusimano. Her team is, they look to find a mix of the large films, the small films, and films that got some comedies, as well as just pictures that are gonna move you and tell you something that perhaps you didn't know or didn't think about. And then it's great also for us to have the talks after the film, and I think that's what becomes distinctive about going to any film festival.
So, Bob, this festival, more than 20 years now. Looking back, obviously born out of, tragedy in rebuilding a neighborhood. Now looking back on what it's accomplished artistically, what are you most proud of?
Well, one of the things is that it's lasted, and that it shows that people are interested every year, coming, showing their films, seeing the films. It's great. I always thought of it as being a part of a New York tradition, and it has been doing that, and I hope that it continues forever.
It's really been a festival of discovery. I'm thrilled when I look back and see that Ryan Coogler, Damien Chazelle, the Daniels, Nia DaCosta, John Chu. You go through a list of people, and their first films were here. Their first short films were here. It's becomes a special community.
Closing film, obviously, A Bronx Tale, another big one. How does it, what is it, this whole festival culminating with Chaz's? I mean, you could go almost any place you could go. At some point, you're going to see Chaz doing that show on stage. To actually have it, so many people quoting it. How does it feel to be a part of that, and the origin with your story in it?
Oh, great. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's being shown at the Beacon Theater, which is great. I love the theater. I couldn't. I mean, Jane and everyone made that decision, and I'm very happy with it. Can't wait to go there and see it with an audience. So many years later, I haven't seen it with an audience since I put it out there 30 years ago, almost 29 and a half years ago, preview or something before.
What's interesting is that when the movie came out, it was not a box office success. It got very nice reviews, but it wasn't a success. What's been interesting over the years is how beloved this movie is. And I'm touched by that all the time when people come over and talk about the movie and talk about, say the lines back. So I think it's going to be a particularly wonderful, emotional screening to see that in the Beacon.
Sorry. And then lastly, obviously working with Marty again, which, and now you and Leo, which is kind of an interesting collaboration, but also interesting in the festival. Marty's young daughter, has a film in this festival. How does it feel to you started your career with Marty, and now to have Francesca have a film in this and become part of the family?
It's great. It's just terrific. I haven't seen the movie yet, but Marty was telling me a little bit about it, and I think he was staying for the screening of it. That's great. What more could you ask for as a father?
Well, all these kids grow up, and they walk in the footsteps of their parents or try to do something completely different. But it's really, it's wonderful to see the next generation.